Hi everybody, this is Comics G-Man, and join me for a special video, a 1-year anniversary revisiting the second time watching Fantastic Four, and find out what I think about it now. After 1 year, when I totally shit on this movie a year ago, what do I think of it now? Stay tuned, sit back, relax, and find out. Alright guys, so back to the subject at hand. So I got the Fantastic Four 4K Blu-ray, right? Slipcover and everything. Finally decided to give this movie another go. And I actually did not plan it that it was going to be like literally the day before its actual release date from last year. I honestly thought it came out in like August or July or June. My brain was kind of fuzzy about it. I didn't even care. But for some reason, I think when we were I was talking about Fantastic Four in one of my previous videos, and I was like, I want to revisit this again because this was like literally, this was the first video I actually ever made on this channel, which I'll get into in a second. But yeah, so I ordered the 4K copy, downloaded the digital. It's on my Fandango account, but I made sure to watch it through my 4K disc player. Now, I'm one of those guys who turns off my HDR. I disable the HDR, and it looked fantastic. But before I get into the details of that, the reason why I think this is an interesting subject is because if we go all the way back to my channel, look up here on the right, and look, when you go to my oldest videos, 11 months ago, Fantastic Four, Forced Slop, even worse than the Fox movies. Wow, I was pretty harsh on it, huh? Did I turn around like I did with Superman 2025? So, here's the video I made. It was a 15-minute video. I was really shitting on everything. Shitting on Pedro Pascal. Shitting on the actress who played Sue. Shitting on the fact that they were making the Thing wear a sweater throughout the whole thing. You name it, man. I was making fun of everything this movie was offering. Now, at that time, I was going through some crazy shit with my last job. Quit it. Stood up against them. That's a whole other story for another time, maybe. And I wasn't sure where I was going in my life at that point. So I was pretty negative on a lot of stuff. Like, negative on this, negative on the Superman movie at the time. Now, do I feel like I have a complete turnaround on Fantastic Four? No, but do I have the hate and annoyance I had with it when I made my very first video? No. It's different now. And after that, after I watched the movie last year, I did like 5 reviews or discussions, I guess. I had a horrible mic. The mic I have now is not great, but whatever the hell I was using last year was terrible. But I was putting a lot of effort into like the editing and putting the pictures together and writing the reviews. So I read the entire Ryan North arc for the 2022 one all the way up to now. But I did stop at the newest reboot that he did. I only read up to issue number 2 or 3, and I fell off on that. But for the first arc that Ryan North read, I read like all issues from numbers 1 to 33. And even back here, I was saying in my previous video that Fantastic Four should be a TV show. Look, even in here, I was saying the same thing back then when the movie came out. I was saying Fantastic Four should be a Star Trek-esque TV show. So I've stayed pretty consistent, at least, with that. Here's like just the second video of numbers 12 to 22. And you might be asking, like, why are you showing us this? Well, one, I'm just showing you some of my old videos for some exposure. And two, I'm just showing you the receipts that I did a lot of reading. And I really did actually enjoy this. Like this cover right here, I can't remember which issue it was. But I love that one because it was where Johnny and Ben had to work as cashiers. And I thought it was really funny and well written. And yeah, this is when I had Rosie in the background of my videos. That was the format that I was doing in the beginning. Here, then there's number 23 to 28. Even had this weird romance that Johnny was having with this like alien creature, and it was actually kind of funny. So I had a good time with the Ryan North Fantastic Four comics. So that was the good thing that came out of the movie for me last year. That got me out of the negativity a little bit. But I did read the old Fantastic Fours when I was a teenager. But this I got back into like as an older guy now, and I thought it was pretty good. I heard a lot of people didn't like the Ryan North comic books, but I really enjoyed them. Not that they were perfect, but look, even here, like from 29 to 33, the end of his arc, it ended in a wet, sloppy fart. It was very lazy, and I think that's why they ended up rebooting it to a #1. And they did like this whole strange thing with, I don't even want to get into it. But nonetheless, it was an overall good experience. So for the sake of this channel's history, that almost a year ago, roughly a year ago, the very first video that I ever made was shitting on Fantastic Four 2025. So now, 2026, July 24th, one day before the actual release of the last movie. What do I now think of Fantastic Four? The big question that I've been making you wait for. Sorry for blue balling you, but here's the answer. I actually think it's a really good fucking Fantastic Four movie. Holy shit, he changed his mind on this one. Now, do I feel as like radical as I became with Superman 2025, where I practically idolized the movie, right? No, I don't feel as like as big of a feel for this as I did for Superman 2025. But I think it's a fucking great Fantastic Four movie. Like, truthfully. Like, so I put it on again, and I was like, I'm probably going to be bored, or I'm not going to be feeling it. But man, dude, it's an excellent movie. Now, everyone shit, including me. I'm not going to act like I had nothing to do with this. I was just as guilty for this. Everybody was shitting on Pedro Pascal being Reed Richards, Mr. Fantastic. And yeah, look, I agree. I still feel that Pedro Pascal, watching the movie a second time and watching him play as Reed Richards, he's not a great Reed Richards. But does he do good in the movie, though? Yeah. And you're going to say, what do you mean? I think he just does an overall good performance with Sue, and when he gets intense, Pedro does his thing. And look, here's the receipts, okay? Yes, I used to shit on Pedro Pascal in this video, but if you watch my old Wonder Woman video where I said that Gal Gadot is basically like the best version of Wonder Woman, and that video did pretty good. That got about, here it is, it got about 10,000 views, that one. In that video, I was saying that I thought Pedro Pascal actually did a really good job with that. And even though a lot of people don't like that movie, Wonder Woman 1984, I like that movie a lot. And if I could just find, I mean, I like it for my own reasons. You know, I get why people don't like it. I'm not saying that there's something wrong with you if you don't like 1984. Like, I actually completely understand why people don't like it. Oh no, that's not even in this video. I made a video. Did I make a 1984 video? Alright, it doesn't matter. But, oh, and also, here is when I was reading the rebooted Fantastic Four 25 by Ryan North, number 1 to 2, and I just fell off of it, honestly. And I said in my previous video I plan on getting back on that eventually, and but this is a good starting point where this all started, with the Fantastic Four movie, where this channel started. But yeah, dude, so even though Reed Richards doesn't make a good Mr. Fantastic, as good as, who was that guy in the original movie? I forgot his name. The guy in the original Fantastic Four 2004 cast. It was like Ian something, right? Ian Grufford. I thought Ian Grufford made a great Reed Richards. He was great. All of these guys and girls, right? Jessica Alba as Sue Storm, Chris Evans as Johnny Storm, Michael Chiklis as Ben Grimm. Like, I thought they were fantastic. I really did. Not that it was a great movie, but I saw it as a child and I loved it, right? But then there's the controversial, when did it come out? 2015 cast? with Miles Teller, Kate Mara, Michael B. Jordan, and Jamie Bell. Who I'm not familiar with Jamie Bell, but I know everyone else in here, and I have the Blu-ray version of in the slipcase cover of that Fantastic Four that everybody hates. And guess what? Because I'm weird, I'm like one of the few people in the fucking universe who like this movie. Not because you'll never see me say that this is a faithful Fantastic Four movie and it's just like the comics. Never will you see me saying that. But I liked Miles Teller's Reed Richards. I thought they did get the intellectual geek right, like that persona a little bit. And I liked Michael Jordan's Johnny Storm. It was a good mix of Chris Evans' attitude and his own. And I loved Kate Mara as Sue, because I just love Kate Mara. I'm a fucking sucker for Kate Mara. I loved her in House of Cards, stuff like that, man. So I got blinders on when it comes to Kate Mara. And look, I got the receipts, okay? I got the receipts to show you I'm consistent in some of these thoughts. Because if you go to my first Fantastic Four video, for Slop, right over, where is it? Right over here, right after that one. Hold on. There I am. I made like a freaking heart around the Kate Mara Sue Storm. You see that? Because I was saying like how much I freaking love Kate Mara, right? So yeah, I have blinders on when it comes to that. But and the Doctor Doom guy who played Doctor Doom, I thought was actually pretty cool. And if you look at this movie as it's not Fantastic Four, but it is Fantastic Four, like it's like just some other dimension of rejects, you'll enjoy it better, believe me. Okay, or maybe not. You'll still probably hate the 2015 Fantastic Four movie, and that's completely fine. Now back to Fantastic Four. Now this, I was completely wrong about it. I love the, because it goes back to what I was criticizing in one of my videos about how movies that lack color and it feels soulless. I think I went to the movies. Oh, it was Supergirl. I was saying how muddy it was, right? Fantastic Four does not shy away from colors. And I actually really love the embrace of like this kind of mix of 50s and 60s retro yet futuristic aesthetics, like Jetsons meets like the comic books and real life, and you mix it all together and you get like the world of this movie, and it's just unbelievable. I was enjoying this a lot. So yeah, dude, we all know how the movie starts. The Reed Richards finds out that Sue is pregnant. And then they do like this really cool montage of everybody, like just to give you a quick origin story, because we all know most people already know the Fantastic Four, but they do a really cool montage about it. I honestly feel like maybe we didn't need the montage still, but that's just me. We got Herbie the robot that shows up, and in the comics, the robot character plays a much bigger role. Like in the Ryan North comics that I read, Herbie at the end of that ends up like sacrificing himself to save the Fantastic Four, and they do like this weird like time thing. I even forgot like the science behind it, whatever. The science fiction bullshit behind it. But why isn't this loading all of a sudden? Why isn't this loading? Alright, but you know what? Fuck it. I don't need the video. So yeah, back to this. I think the one thing that does kind of bother me, though, is I feel like Ben's character is a little too soft. I like him, but I feel like the fun of Ben Grimm is his like rough grittiness a little bit, and he has this like funny way of speaking, and it's not just the clobbering time thing, which they joke about at the end of the movie. Like, it's just in general. I forgot which comic book writer I was listening to, but he said that like in one of the, I think maybe the John Byrne thing, he was heavily basing his like speech off of like Jimmy Durante, and I just feel like I wasn't getting those. You don't get those. I still don't like the vibes of the Thing's voice actor in this. It's too normal, not garbled enough, and I still feel that way about the Thing, but do I hate it as much as I did the first time? No, I don't. And Johnny Storm was good, and I'll tell you one thing: the best parts about this movie, like the action scenes, are fucking amazing. They really are amazing. I don't know. The first time when I watched it, it didn't hit me as hard, but like just the Silver Surfer scenes where she's like riding through the lava when they're trying to get away from Galactus, when they're like, let me try to get. I want to get more images because I know those of you who have already watched this already know what I'm talking about, but I just want to get some images here for my video, just for the sake of it. And okay, I'm not gonna lie, dude. When Silver Surfer, when she showed up for the first time to warn the world of Galactus and that he was coming to eat them, I swear, dude, you could see her nipples. If you look really close, you could see her nipples. All right, jokes aside, not really. I'm swear to God, you could see it, man. Maybe it's the 4K quality and the TV, but I saw it. All right. Skip around a bit. But yeah, dude, I think Pedro did a good job with what he was given. I don't think he did bad at all. But in terms of being really smart, this is where I still kind of feel like they screwed up one thing. The whole plan at like how to stop Galactus from eating the world, the whole plan to like put transporters all around the world and then like teleport the Earth like millions of miles into the universe where Galactus can't find them for at least 1,000,000 years was the dumbest thing. It's the dumbest idea I think I've ever heard. And honestly, I don't even think Reed Richards would have come up with an idea that dumb, because he would have to like figure out, I mean, you'd have to find a sun that's exactly like our sun, and you'd have to teleport us exactly at the right degree that we're at, right? Like you have to think of all these mathematical factors that would just fuck up. Like one tiny mistake in such an idea would be the like instantaneous extinction of everything. Like, so to me, because they showed at one point, like when they're like showing you the diagrams of, oh, when we teleport the Earth, like we're gonna do this and that. They showed the moon in the atmosphere being teleported, but they didn't show the sun. So that was like a big like, what? That doesn't make any sense. And honestly, the last idea he comes up with, like that, oh, we'll trap Galactus into the portal and get him to be teleported away from us and stranded without his ship. Honestly, Reed Richards would have came up with that idea first. Like, I mean, he's a genius who comes up with every solution possible in his mind, right? So that would have been the best solution and the most effective and practical solution, because look at all of the energy and resources that they wasted and all of the manpower that they wasted to put all of those teleporters around the world. And then all the electricity that they had to shut down to conserve and use that electricity all for like the that was totally stupid. Right? Like Reed Richards would have come up with a way better plan than that, I think. I think that would have been his first plan. To send Galactus away, not the Earth. That's just so dumb. Like that's even more dangerous than getting eaten by Galactus, because you don't know, man, doing that. And even if you find another sun that's similar to our sun, how do you know it has the right amount of heat, the right amount of gravitational pull, the right amount of you go on. And not just that, the other silly part about that whole plan is like like if we go with how the Earth, we're like in this we go in a circle from the gravitational pull of the sun, and we have the cycles. Well, if you fuck up that cycle, isn't that going to fuck up like everything? Like even if you put yourself in another cycle in some other solar system, it's a whole different cycle. Like right, like how, I don't know, dude. That idea was so dumb, man. Like that part of the movie, which was like what was that, like that chunk of the movie where they're showing them like team up with the world after Sue made her speech about not wanting to sacrifice her baby. That chunk of the movie where they're working with the world to save it and put all the teleporters everywhere. Like I did not like that chunk of the movie, because like, and it's not just because I already know what happens at the end of the movie, But it's like the more I think about it, I was like, this is really stupid. Like this is like the dumbest idea ever. Like it's really dumb. Like you immediately disband it. You could immediately deconstruct the idea like in 5 seconds in your mind and be like, you're wasting your time. You know, like so that's to me that's the worst part of the movie. But outside of that dumb idea, I think they get the family dynamic right. Oh, I love the space parts too in this. I love when they're being chased down by Silver Surfer in a wormhole, and like Johnny is trying to shoot at her, but because of the wormhole's physics, the beams are like going all haywire and stuff, and he can't get a shot on her. And the intensity of the chase, and it's as Sue is giving birth to Franklin, like really great acting, really great action. I really enjoyed the hell out of that. Um, it was really cool. It was really cool. So the action in this movie is definitely 100% all cylinders going, man. I enjoyed it very much. And again, I really, really grew to love the aesthetics of it too. Like it's like a futuristic world, yet it still keeps like the 60s and the 50s and the retro, like how people in the 50s would draw the future in the old science fiction books. Like they get all that in here. So it's really just that alone is worth the ride. Um, and let me just get past this here. Hold on. And I think Galactus was pretty damn cool. I really do. I think they did. This is the best we're going to get of Galactus, I think, in any movie. I mean, it's better than when he was just a planet that ate other planets. You know, like he's a literal giant being. And it looked great when he was walking through the city. And it's strange, dude, because I was in just such a negative mood when I first made this and the Superman video last year that I was looking at things in a more preconceived notion, if that makes sense. If that makes sense what I'm saying. Let me know in the comments if that made any sense what I just said to you. But the part where they're fighting him off and he takes Franklin the baby in his hands and Sue is like doing everything in her power to like push him into the portal. It was a great scene, dude. It wasn't one of these like I remember me and other people were saying it was like a girl boss thing. It was only girls can get this done. Probably Nerdrotic was saying that. I'm sure he was saying that, and which is fine. But yeah, like Sue was pushing Galactus into the portal, but then it didn't work. Like they thought they got him into the portal, and then remember he's coming out of the portal, and they're like, oh shit, and there's like only 10 seconds left on the clock, and they're like, fuck, and Johnny's like, all right, tell Franklin his uncle loves him, and Johnny is gonna try to attempt to sacrifice himself and push Galactus back into the portal, but Silver Surfer like pushes him out of the way and does it herself. I thought that was great, dude. And it made sense because, yeah, of course, Silver Surfer should be the one to go into the black hole with Galactus. Why should Johnny sacrifice himself? Otherwise, it won't be the Fantastic Four. At least he had the idea to do it, but you need Johnny for it to be the Fantastic Four. So I'm actually, it made a lot of sense that they did that, in my opinion. Yeah, like, here's the cool scene where Galactus is, like, climbing back out of the fucking portal, and the Silver Surfer, she fucking hits him in the head hits him in the chest. I'm trying not to get copyrighted here. Hits him in the chest, pushes him back in, and it was just awesome. Absolutely awesome. And Sue using up all her power like that, like literally killed her. It killed her. And she comes back to life, obviously, because Franklin has his cosmic powers. And this was just so much better than I remember. It's really strange. I enjoyed this a lot. I really did. I just thought I'd just make an update about it. But yeah, what else? But yeah, besides that stupid plan, my criticisms that still remain is, like I said, that one plan made Reed Richards look really stupid. The Reed Richards that I know, his first plan would have been to send Galactus first. Not use up all the world's resources, waste it so Silver Surfer could just destroy everything around the world except for the one on Times Square. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like Reed Richards would have come up with a way better plan than that. And the other plot hole that kind of bothered me a bit was when they use Franklin as bait. I was like, well, it makes sense for the movie's sake and for the plot's sake and for moving it along. But they show us what Galactus did to Shalabal, the Silver Surfer. They show us that when she made the deal with Galactus, that he didn't come to her planet and pick her up. Like, he used his ship and sucked her up, like abducted her like an alien ship with a laser beam. So I'm like, how do they know that Galactus is going to get out of his ship? You know, like, what if Galactus, like, sees the baby and he just fucking sucks it up with his ship? And that's that. And you guys, like, just, yeah, the Earth is saved, but, like, your whole plan to also keep Franklin goes out the window, like, in just a second. You know what I mean? Like, they should have kind of had Reed Richards be like, I thought about that possibility, and here's how we'll protect it from that, and here's how we'll force Galactus to come out of his ship. You know what I mean? Like, that would have made more sense. So if you got rid of the whole, oh, we're going to send Earth to another solar system, if you got rid of that stupid idea and you put more thought into the planning of fooling Galactus, I think it would have been a lot cooler and it would make more sense. What do you guys think of what I'm saying about that? And for those of you who have watched this movie more than once, I'm sure, do you think that criticism is a valid criticism? Let me know. And I gotta be honest with you, I actually love the Silver Surfer design, how they did her in this, and I don't really give a shit that they made Silver Surfer a woman, because honestly, I think it's kind of cool. I think it was hot. Dude, and that's one thing about Johnny Storm that they kept true. He's a horny horn dog torch, right? Like, just like in the comics, he'll literally fuck a tentacled alien, bro. That literally happened in the Ryan North comic. Don't get mad at me. That I didn't make that up. That's in the Ryan North comic that I read and I wrote reviews about. So I like that they kind of make Johnny like that a little bit. Of course, he's not as like Chris Evans' Human Torch, where he's like skiing and he's naked in a pool of hot water because he just got his powers on while he was skiing with the girls. Funny stuff like that. Like, they didn't play up Johnny's Playboy act as much in this like they did in both the original Fantastic Fours, and even although they didn't really play up the Playboy act in the 2015 one, but they did play more into like his what's the word, like stuntman attitude, like didn't give a shit, like he was doing like street races and stuff in the 2015 movie. So I always thought that was really cool. He took his life for granted, in the 2015 one, and in the 2004 one, he was just like a guy who like loved the fame and loved the woman and the partying. And Chris Evans was great in that too. So that is still one criticism I have of this Johnny Storm, is he comes off a little bit too a little too clean cut for me. I mean the only like Johnny that comes out of him is when he sees Silver Surfer. Like, he's like, of course, the one girl that finally looks interesting, and I have to shoot her out of a wormhole. Or he's like, oh, okay, you guys, I love space, and now there's like a naked silver girl in space, so that was like the closest we got to the horny Johnny Storm that I know and think is great, so that was really cool. And people were criticizing at the time, I don't think I went over it much in my video, how Johnny figured out Silver Surfer's origins. And it still actually was unclear. One thing, and here's what I mean, let me explain. Do you remember the scene where Johnny is hanging out with Reed Richards and they're like looking through some vinyl records or something? If I could even find the scene here. I don't even know if it's there. I don't know which scene it is. I can't find it on here. Oh, this is it. So this is where like Johnny and Reed are hanging out, and Johnny takes out like a vinyl at one point. He goes into his own room and he starts listening to it like it's in another language. Maybe Reed said something and it went over my mind, but they didn't explain what the vinyl records were and what they were. But so obviously the vinyl record was Silver Surfer speaking in her language, and that's how Johnny recognized it. and he learns somehow the language of Shalabal's people, and he reaches out to her, which I thought was a really awesome scene. I'm trying to find it. The really, really cool scene where he confronts Shalabal after she, like, epically fucking destroys all of the teleportation devices that they made around the world, which was an awesome scene, because like, it literally, for me, was so cool, because, like I told you, I thought it was really stupid that they were building all these things around the world, and I'm like, this is so dumb. Like, this is it doesn't even make sense. It's dumb. It's a waste of resources, right? So then there comes Silver Surfer. Is this it? Why am I having a hard time finding it, guys?
Here.
This is why I should use the MP4 videos that I've downloaded off the internet instead of the digital one that I owned, because I could easily go through the scenes better on that, but I'm not comfortable doing that. Right, so here's the part where they're showing you her origin story and how she basically saved her planet by becoming Galactus's herald. You know, so it's like the comics, you know, except that it's a woman. And I think she did a freaking awesome job. I actually loved it, and I actually thought it was a good idea, because I think it looked really stylish, and I think it fit the 50s and 60s aesthetic, especially the way they did her hairstyle in this. So I'm trying to get some kind of shot here, guys. Here, this is good enough. Like, the way they did Silver Surfer's hairstyle in this, I think it was really fitting for the aesthetics, the 50s, 60s futuristic aesthetics. And I actually love this version of the Silver Surfer. And I know that's blasphemy for a lot of, like, hardcore comic purists. And it was for me, I guess, a little bit. But now that I look at it, I think it's actually fine. I think it's great, actually. Because it gives Johnny, like, that kind of romance interest in her. And it creates, like, a nice little different dynamic, you know, changes it up. Because as cool as Silver Surfer is, like, he's amazing. But in the movie, like, they already had him in the 2005 movie, 2007 movie, Silver Surfer. What was that one called? Rising or something? I forgot what it was. They did him already, you know, and I think this was the right choice. I actually think this was a good choice. I think it was pretty cool, because you got a naked lady in silver. That's pretty fucking based, actually, the more I think about it. And I'm surprised more people who, you know, talk about being masculine and stuff don't feel that way. Like, dude, who doesn't want to see a naked silver lady, you know, surfing in space, bro? Like, those are some of the coolest fucking scenes. And I want to find it. Everyone who watched the movie, you already know what I'm talking about. But I just want to get the image to, reinforce what I'm saying. But there was this really cool scene. Yeah, like, there's the wormhole scene, which is really cool. Really cool shit. And they're, like, doing, like, Star Wars shit. They're trying to shoot at her, like in the Millennium Falcon. But there was this really beautiful shot where they're trying to kill Galactus. Well, they're not trying to kill him, like, they're just fighting him off to escape. And it was, like, in here. Maybe right around here. No. There it is, guys. I got it. Yes! Dude, this was so cool. Guys, tell me I'm wrong. Do you remember this scene? Look up this scene again where she's, like, riding on the lava. This was so awesome. I was hooked when I saw this scene. I was like, dude, this is sick, man. So everything with Silver Surfer in this movie was, like, amazing, man. There wasn't a single Silver Surfer moment that was bad. Like, I loved it. I thought this was so awesome, man. And I actually don't see how it's insulting to Silver Surfer to do it, because they did it right. Like, at least, you know, like, it's not like, it's like, you know how some movies, they, like, change the characters so much where it's not recognizable even though they have the same name? I can't even think of a good example. Like, let's just say, for example, that they took this character, made Silver Surfer a female, but then instead of having a surfboard, she had, like, I don't know, a skateboard, wore, like, a helmet, and, like, had knee pads, and wore like a punk shirt that was like ripped up a bit, and instead of her being silver, she's gold. But the movie still says this is Silver Surfer, and instead of being like a herald to Galactus, she's just like a herald to nothing, or something. Like, you get what I'm saying, dude. So that I could see people complaining about, but they changed Silver Surfer, but they kept the core of Silver Surfer. Like, it's Silver Surfer. And Silver Surfer could be anybody because it's who Galactus chooses to be your herald, right? So in this world of the Fantastic Four, Earth, what was it, Earth 828, it said in the beginning of the movie? So Earth 828, this is the Silver Surfer that Galactus chose. So I think this is not even more than acceptable. You know, like this might sound like I'm saying, oh, well, so this is acceptable, this is passable. No, it's 100%. It's fucking amazing. I loved the Silver Surfer in this. And I have all the Silver Surfer stuff. I have the 2007 Omnibus, which I mentioned before in one of my videos, and I love that one specifically because it has a really cool foreword by Stan Lee that I really love. I love reading that. Maybe one day I'll read it to you guys on a video. And I have the rest of the Silver Surfer stuff from that era, from like the 80s and 90s era. I have all of the when Marvel recollected them and reprinted them out, and they were putting them out. What did they call the? I have it right over there. You know what, guys? I'm just. You know what, guys? Hold on a second. Be patient. I should have brought these books out for the video, but I didn't think ahead of time. I kind of was like, you know what my problem was, guys? I wasn't actually up for this today. You know, like, I watched the Fantastic Four. I enjoyed it. I was very relaxed. It was my day off. And I was kind of, like, nervous about... Not nervous. You know, like, I am used to making videos now for you guys and everything. But I was just feeling... I don't know if this is the best day for this. I don't know. I did so many videos this week. Am I overdoing it? Okay, so here's the Silver Surfer Omnibus that I always reference. I'm out of breath. What the fuck? In my videos. And this has like this is like the original ones, right? Look at that. But this print specifically is a 2007 print. You know, like, so it was used when I bought it, and it's from 2007. Right? Like, look at that. It's absolutely beautiful. There he is. So like take it from somebody who respects, admires, and loves the Silver Surfer stuff. This when it was a controversy at the time, and yes, I'm guilty of it as well, complaining about them sex changing the Silver Surfer. It's not a problem to me now because they did a good job. You know, it's one thing if they did a horrible job of the Silver Surfer in this movie, you know, like, then I could say, like, yeah, you know, it's not a good Silver Surfer. You know, we could shit on it all we want, but they did a good job. And here's the I don't know if you can see it. This is the forward page. Concern for his fellow being by Stan Lee. And he talks about, like, what comics were for, that comics were supposed to transcend the movies. They were supposed to be something better than the movies, right? And here's all of the Epic Collection. I forgot what they called these because I've been so hooked on DC now that I was thinking, is it Showcase? Is what are these called, these collections? But they're the Epic Collections, right, of all the older Marvel book stuff and all of that. And I have all of the Silver Surfer Epic Collections. I'm pretty sure, like, this is the last one, unless they printed anything else. But it goes all the way from, like, the first book here. Here's the first Epic Collection book called... Oh, no, this isn't the first one. It's Volume 4. Why do I not have this in order? Volume 5, Volume 6. Oh, you know why I don't have it in order, guys? No, it's in order, but it goes from this, the book, and then Parable. So Parable came after that. Okay, so this is 1988 to 1999. This one here, The Return of Thanos, right? 1989 to 1990. Then this one here, Thanos Quest, 1990 to 1991. Volume 7, 1991 to 1992. The Infinity Gauntlet, which is what got me into Silver Surfer, because I was so interested in Thanos that made me look at Silver Surfer. Right then, here's just the Infinity Gauntlet. I have that stuffed in there as well. And here's Resurrection. It's covered up by a tag. Number 76 to number 85, Silver Surfer. And then it was the last one here that I saw. And it skipped. You know what? I guess they didn't reprint all of them, because this one here is volume 8. And this one here is volume 13. So they must have never printed those ones, because at the time I was shopping at these were the only epic collections of Silver Surfer that they had available at the time. So maybe they did make... I'll have to look it up and see if they did make any more prints. But I just wanted to show you guys that I do have a history with Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four. And I have all the Fantastic Four stuff, the older stuff as well. But without getting more into that. So, dude, my biggest change of heart for this movie, like, the best shining moments in this movie were certainly Silver Surfer. Like, just for the effects and the fight scenes and the chase scenes between her and Johnny were so good. So good. Like, way better than the Silver Surfer they did in 2007. But yeah, off of that topic, so now that I'm softening up on this movie, how do I feel about the relationship dynamic between Pedro's Richards and Sue? I keep forgetting the actress's name who plays Sue. Let me see her name just so I don't keep forgetting it. I don't even know Johnny's name, and I don't even know Ben's name. I don't know who they are, the actors. Alright, so Pedro, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss Bacron, I can't even say it, Joseph Quinn. So I don't know who these people are. I don't know who they are. Who played Silver Surfer? Julia Garner. Yeah, she was great. I thought she was great, man. Ralph Ennison as Galactus. I don't know who he is either. Honestly. But yeah, let me go back to this. So how do I feel about the relationship between... no copyright, please. But that's a fucking beautiful scene. I fucking love it. One of the greatest Silver Surfer action scenes in all of cinema history. Fight me about it. Fight me about it. One of the coolest Silver Surfers on the screen ever. Fight me. Alright, so let me go find a shot of them together or something. If I can. Here's like them at the dinner table. Right, okay, so I still feel that the Fantastic Four should be a TV show. And even if you give me this cast, I want to make a TV show out of it. Hey, Hollywood, call me up and I'll help you make a TV show out of it. It'll be like the next Star Trek of our era. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if I could actually do it. But, dude, actually, though, if somebody came up to me and they're like, bro, you want to, like, direct a project? Do you want to, like, make a Fantastic Four TV show? Like, you want to do that? I would be like, bro, sign me the fuck up. But nah, you know, I'm just here. Nobody knows I exist. Jokes aside, how do I feel about Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby's relationship with each other? They have their moments, actually. I think my only beef is, and I think I said this in my first video I made about this, I think starting the movie with them together and about her being pregnant or not, I mean about her being pregnant and then finding out about it, I think starting the movie that way is still a bad start to the movie, because a scene like that works after like some development between the two characters. So, but I understand that they had to do that because you had to bring Franklin, the baby, into the picture as fast as you could to make sense of the story. But that, again, is a reason why I think Fantastic Four would be such a good TV show, because if you had the TV show, you wouldn't even... and again, another criticism that still remains. I don't like actually that they start off with Reed Richards and Sue loving each other, and like they're holding hands going to the spaceship before they become the Fantastic Four. Um, like I do like how in the older movies it's like there's this kind of struggle, like especially the one with Eon or whatever his name is. Like she's never sure about him because he's just so obsessed with like his science and doing all of his stuff. So like you're never sure if it's gonna work out. And that they even played up that she was interested in Doctor Doom in those movies. And I have to watch the 2015 one again. But Sue and Reed in that weren't in love with each other. Were they in love with each other at all in the movie, though? I don't remember. I really don't remember what happened in the movie. I have to watch it again because I do like this movie. I do like the 2015 movie. I'm sorry I have bad taste. But, like, again, I think it would be better off if we had a TV show and you built up their romance between Pedro and Vanessa Kirby. And you have, like, the classical struggles and, oh, I'm not sure, or maybe there's this person that's better. And we could have built more on Pedro and make it more believable that he's Reed Richards. But again, I'm not shitting on Pedro because with the script that he was given and what Pedro does best, in my opinion, and I know he's a strange guy in real life. I saw the stuff on the news. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about why I think Pedro has become so big. And let's just forget about the Pedro fatigue. Let's even forget about the part about maybe Hollywood is just pushing him. But I don't really think so. I think he's really good at the emotional scenes. I think like those moments where the camera is close up and he has to like show some emotion, I think he does an excellent job. And it's very believable. But as an intellectual genius, no, it didn't come across. But do I dislike him? No, I don't. I think he's a great actor. And yeah, I really do. I think he's fine. Um, but yeah, do I like Vanessa Kirby as Sue? Well, let me just finish off a little bit more though on the romance between them. I think it becomes really good, especially when she's pregnant, and she ended up giving birth on the ship as they're being chased by Silver Surfer. I was actually feeling that bond more and more from that moment on. It was feeling more real and real and real. Um, so yeah, how do I feel about Vanessa Kirby? I've seen like AI videos of people making it like, oh, here comes Jessica Alba. No, here comes. They show you like the first actress who ever played Sue from like that 1990s movie, which I've never watched. Then they show you Kate Mara, and then who walks in? Vanessa Kirby walks in, and then like nobody in the theater says anything, and then Jessica Alba walks in, and like the entire theater goes crazy for Jessica Alba's Invisible Woman. I like Jessica Alba as Invisible Woman. I did, but I'm a Kate Mara fan just for so many reasons. Um, do I think she's the best Sue? No, I mean, of course, technically speaking, Kate Mara is not the best Sue Storm. Um, Jessica Alba is probably the best. She probably is really the best, and it's not just because of the looks. Vanessa Kirby, was I getting Sue Storm vibes from her? Yes and no. But there's something about her. She doesn't have the right expressions, and I just don't feel anything during her performances. She has like the same face, and it's not just the hairstyle, but there's just something missing. There's something missing in her performances. Kate Mara, Sue Storm, and Jessica Alba, Sue Storm, and I'm sorry if you get angry at me that I'm not bringing up the one from the 1990s TV show or movie, I mean, but I don't think it would be fair to because I never watched it, so I don't have an actual opinion on the 1990s movie. All right, so look, here's Vanessa, here's Jessica Alba, I don't want art. I want like how she looked. Here's Kate Mara. No, that's I want the actual look. Is that a real one or image creation? I remember more like that. Like they didn't do a good job with the suits in 2015. They didn't do a good job. So let's go with that, right? That and Vanessa Kirby. Now, why am I doing this? Am I doing one of these? Oh, we have to see who's hotter. No, not really. Jessica Alba is beautiful, right? No doubt about it. They're all beautiful. I think they're all beautiful. Like sincerely, I think they're all unique in their own way. But I guess the Jessica Alba one is the best one because at least in those movies we had like the good romantic dynamics and all of the struggling and there was I think there was better performances throughout that, and I think Jessica Alba is a bit more expressive. Vanessa Kirby would probably end up being number two for just the costume design and the role that she plays in this, having Franklin. Kate Mara is just there because I like Kate Mara. But I don't remember anything great about her performance. But, you know, yeah, this is a hard one, guys. This is a hard one because they're all good, the more I think about it. I think, okay, let me at least say this. In terms of costume design, Vanessa Kirby kills it. I think Vanessa Kirby's costume design is the best out of the three of them. Because I like the light blue and the white together for Sue Storm. Now I criticized how Pedro looked in the Doomsday advertisement wearing the blue gloves and the jacket. But in this, he looked fine. Like in the Fantastic Four movie, he looked fine. But yeah, guys, like, what do you guys think? Anybody in the audience? Jessica Alba, Kate Mara, Vanessa Kirby, but here's the question, right? Like, I'm not doing this to say who's hotter than who. I'm asking you, like, why did you like either one? Why didn't you like either one? And I'm asking you on a performance base. And if we are going to talk about aesthetics, we're talking about the costumes here, okay? You could, if you want to say like who you think is hotter than who, that's fine, man. But because to me, I like Jessica Alba, but if I had to pick, it would be Kate Mara. Like I think she's got a certain sexiness that I like. That's just me. She's a bit more like bold in her look, a bit more like defined, you know. Jessica Alba, she looks just like a California girl, which is fine. Nothing wrong with a California girl. And Vanessa Kirby she's more like the Dark Knight of these three. She's more serious than these three, and you know, she's more motherly, which makes sense because she has Franklin. But she's more like a motherly Sue Storm. But again, I feel like it would be served better if we had a TV show to help build up her character more. But that's just me. But man, dude, yeah, I went off a tangent there. Sorry, guys. We need to talk about
Earth.
Ben Grimm. Fantastic Four. Ben Grimm, 2004, 2015, 2025. Let's see if there's just an image of all three of them in one. That'll just make my life a little more easier. No, there isn't. God damn it. God damn it. Just a YouTube video. And it doesn't even, it's a thumbnail. Alright, you know what? Here's an idea. Here we go. I'll do that. I'll blow up the thumbnail. Alright, guys, you see that? There's the 1994 one. Ah, fuck this. Fuck this. Let me type it in. Fantastic Four. Ben, 2005. Right? Let me fix the zoom in. 2005. And let me do this one. 2015. Let me do this one. 2025. Alright, guys, let's see a good image. Here's a nice calm image. No, let me just see. Oh, look at this. I should just do that. I get an image of everybody. Yeah, that'll make my life a lot easier. I'm sorry, guys. I did not plan this ahead of time. Is that a good comparison image? I guess we'll just use the cover. Yeah, we'll just use the cover. No, don't do that. Alright. Alright, guys. So, here is that one. And this one. Okay. So, I'll move this one a little more. Move this one a little more. So here's a great here's the 2004 one. We got The Thing, Jessica Alba's Invisible Woman, Torch, and Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards. Here's 2015, 2025. So yeah, dude, out of all three of them, aesthetically speaking, 2025 wins out big time. I think that looks so much better than any of these ones. It really does. I mean, the color choices, the costume designs look fantastic. I mean, this looks awful. This is the worst aesthetic one. Like, right? Like, even though I like 2015, this is the worst aesthetic one. This is the second best, but it's not great. I don't think it's good. I don't even think it's good. I never thought it was good. Like, I always thought it was kind of, it was just basic. You know what I mean? But this is just ugly. This is like modern Marvel phases where they're trying to be all, like, tactical and shit and realistic and dark. This is like X-Men, early 2000s. Like, this is the best we got right now. And this is like, we're going to have fun with this. I like this one a lot. I do. That's just how I feel about it now. Alright, guys, so I think I went over, like, even all the little details as best as I could. Not everything, obviously. I didn't go over Galactus too much. I enjoyed Galactus. I thought Galactus was awesome. It's the best Galactus we're going to get in the movie. So, yeah, dude, I've went from hating this movie to loving it. I think it's a great Fantastic Four movie. And it goes back against what I was saying in these old videos here, where I was talking shit about Fantastic Four. Right? I was really shitting on it at the time. If you want to see this old video and listen to my even worse microphone than I have now somehow, give it a shot, guys, if you want to watch this old video. My very first video on the Fantastic Four. But yeah, this marks a great occasion. This is like an anniversary video for me and my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about my thoughts on Fantastic Four the movie? Let me know what your thoughts are on the movie and what you liked, what you didn't like. Let's talk about it, guys. This is the 1-year anniversary of Fantastic Four 2025. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good rest of your day.